Out first Cup career win. It could be, if qualifying was any indication, this could be his day. He had never seen this racetrack until Friday, never even been in Northern California until Friday, and he goes out and qualifies 6th. You keep your eye on that 54. He's pretty good at these road courses, Regan.
Jamie Michael McDowell, somebody we always have to watch on the road courses. He finished 3rd in this race a year ago, qualified 3rd yesterday. Told me this race car better than that car 1 year ago. Keep an eye on him today. Mike?
Thanks, Regan. The all-new Toyota Camry TRD, driven by WWE superstar Braun Strowman, is leading the field to green. And Noe Elizondo, Toyota's honorary starter, ready to wave the green flag. And we're racing in Sonoma.
Great jump right off the bat with Denny Hamlin. Christopher Bell almost got in there with him, taking a spot over Reddick. Off the racetrack here a little bit.
You see Reddick fighting back really hard on the outside of Christopher Bell. Clint, I almost thought that maybe Hamlin and Reddick had something worked out.
Starting to get started out here up front. On 10. And now they shoot into 11. Dive bomb area. You see this all day long.
You see all those guys put down to the bottom to block, and McDowell kind of thought about trying to make that outside work. If they stack up enough, you can go the outside and maybe get the side load and get road.
Hamlin leads lap 1. And Bell, Reddick, Truex, and Gibbs, that's Toyota in the first 5 places. He took the words out of my mouth. First thing I saw when they were coming around there, 5 in a row. Stuck in Toyota's Allmendinger. He's holding strong right there at 6. I think he's a dangerous guy for this race. Always a threat to win on a road course. He can make some hay today.
He's good on all the road courses, but this has been his weakest one, and he had to pick one of the tracks that he run at.
All right, let's check with our crew chief, Larry Reynolds.
Let's take a look at the Sonoma race analysis, Mike. 110 laps, 219 miles. As Clint mentioned, we still have stages. They are 25, 30, and 55, but no caution at the stage ends. Pit road speed 40 miles per hour. The fuel window is 40 to 44 laps. 5 sets of Goodyear tires. Mike, do I do it in 2 stops, 3 stops, maybe even 4?
Well, thanks, Larry. And the elimination of stage breaks creates a lot of different strategies available for these teams. Turning left.
So where are the Trackhouse drivers? Chaston and Suarez.
Way up and into turn 1. From there. Then you climb the hill to 2. Go downhill into turn 3, and there's some new asphalt, Jamie, in turn 3, where they've done some patching and repaving, right? They fix that corner. Give you a little more grip, a little more run there.
Yeah, Mike, I was shocked. Clint and I did go take a lap around the track this morning. I let Clint drive, shockingly, and we couldn't believe how rough the track has gotten over the last few years. I know they had some erosion issues in certain parts of the track. We talk about that new pavement, but overall, the whole track, a huge bump right here on the exit of turn 4, just as you get to that wall. You know, Clint, if you're Denny Hamlin right now, you're wanting to go, but the key to this race and what we're going to talk about the entire race is just managing those rear tires. So Denny Hamlin right now maybe could run a little quicker, but he's just managing that gap based on where Christopher Bell is behind him.
We are told Daniel Suarez fixing right up missed a shift, and if that happened, overrev the engine, that could be trouble. Whoa! Larry Mack tells us 9,700 RPM.
I can tell you, and he was his concern. He couldn't understand it. And anytime you hear that
engine at 9,700 RPM. That's extremely high. Off the pace, 20 spots. Daniel Suarez is off the pace last year's winner.
Well, and just to be clear, you don't necessarily miss a shift in this car with that sequential shifter like we maybe had before. You just continue to go the wrong direction, maybe with the shift.
Over red on a downshift.
Larry? So remember, guys, he ran the Xfinity Series race, which is that 4-speed H pattern, and he did that 9,700. He went to first gears when he did it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's over rev on a downshift. That's the only thing that'll blow an engine through the rev limiter. And when you're going up through the gears, the rev limiter's there to protect the engine. But if you have the inertia of the powertrain against it, it'll over rev right through that rev limiter.
And, you know, Clint, we talk about the advantage of running the Xfinity Series race yesterday for a lot of these guys. Eric Almirola wins that. You get the track time, but the cars are different now compared to what we had a few years ago.
Right along with Daniel Suarez. Now you're sitting there, you know what happened. You've heard, as a race car driver,
paranoid.
It's the worst, the most god-awful sound you've ever heard in your life. Look at this. Going to big on each other.
That is William Byron making the pass.
Right side, right side, right side. Let's go back to Daniel Suarez. And in an H pattern box with a floor shift for second to third, you push to the right and away from you. If you do that in this box, you downshift. Listen to this. So that was under upshift. See, he was trying to shift it in another gear, and that's exactly what he did. He was thinking going second to third across that gate, just exactly like Larry told you in that Xfinity race yesterday. That's what he did all day long. When he pushes that baby forward, he downshifts it at first. Muscle memory.
Absolutely, that's what I was going to say. He ran the Xfinity race yesterday, and you just do so much just off just a reaction, right? Like, you get so used to what gear you're in, first lap in this car, and just simply made a mistake. But I am 100% with you. I'm paranoid right now. Like, what's that engine going to do? Is it going to make it the rest of the race?
That's the only thing you can think about. You can't even hit your marks because all you're thinking about is the sound of that motor just waiting for it to go south.
Through turn 8A and into 9 comes Denny Hamlin, leading Christopher Bell by 7/10 of a second. On this date in 2006, Hamlin got his first ever win in the NASCAR Cup Series. 17 years later to the day, he is looking for his 50th career victory.
You're talking about Pocono.
So far, extremely strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See them lined up. Look at McDowell. Michael McDowell in the 34 and Buescher in the 17. These guys are the guys that you just aren't accustomed to hearing about. They are the real deal on this racetrack.
5 laps complete. Hamlin leading by not quite a full second.
Nice Coco, sugar, and walk up.
Said it, Daniel.
No, it's NASCAR on Fox.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? 7 laps complete in Sonoma. Denny Hamlin's won the ball. But look at this. Ryan Preece, who won the ARCA race on Friday, to the inside of Bubba One. You talking about curb hopping? What's he got to lift into that thing?
But it shows you how rigid those cars are. See how that wheel didn't fall out of the wheel well whatsoever. Very rigid. Like, that's why you hear him talk about saying off these curves. He hit those curves because he was it yesterday. I think the big reason why he didn't see the yellow line in the city and the corner up to the front is that curve a little bit too hard before tossing the track.
The Toyota top performers.
It's easy to find, Mike.
Yeah, they're all in the top 5. Yeah. That's right.
If you watch me ride into turn 11 right here, you see those tires on the inside. They'll slowly keep working those tires in because the grip is on that paint. NASCAR has the bottom of that mark. Those drivers all, with the door of the car, will keep working those tires in lap after lap. Well, and remind you, it's on the blind side of your race car. When you're turning that right-handed corner, you're as close as you can to those tires because that's where the grip is on that paint. You put your right side tires on that paint, and it not only helps you turn, it helps you forward drive off the corner. And I think that only gets better. It's like that's fresh paint, Jamie, and then that's it. As it starts to get rubber burned into it, it's like adhesive, and it's super sticky. And it's the same thing right here as we get down into turn 4. You watch the exit, you see the paint where that Toyota is painted all red. As that black lays down, the grip level gets really high. But if you get beyond that, no grip.
Martin Truex is the biggest mover. He's come from 8th up to 3rd, and he is closing on Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell.
Doesn't surprise me. Always extremely fast out here. Yeah, and he's one of those guys. You talk about managing the rear tires, protecting the rear tires. Martin Truex Jr., veteran, been around forever. Won here 3 times. You mentioned he's as good at that as anybody.
Now, William Byron started way deep in the field, but he's picked up 6 spots. Regan.
That's right, Mike. He's been on the move early on. Crew Chief Rudy Fugle told me that yesterday they did not like this race car at all. He threw everything at this car overnight that they could based on the rules, swung for the fences. Well, so far it appears that he did pretty good with that swinging for the fences because that race car, according to William Byron, is good right now as he continues to move forward. Jamie?
That's an update on the 99 of Daniel Suarez after that missed shift. He went from 10th to 29th. They thought maybe his engine was going south. Seems to be okay right now. This crew chief Travis Mack said, all right, that just gives us an opportunity to be more aggressive on strategies. Only they have 2 spots since then, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie. Denny Hamlin's lap times have fallen off almost 2 seconds from his fastest lap on lap 2, and Christopher Bell has caught him.
Yeah, I've been watching Denny's lap times. It seemed like if he needed to, he could gap Christopher Bell out a little bit. But that last lap, he had a rough lap, and we get to lap 6, but it makes me think about at some point in the run, your car slides, and you never get that grip back, and maybe Denny Hamlin's trying to hit that point.
Well, it takes me to the exit of 7, right? Exit of 7 is where you put the power down before drive up off. That's where you spin the tires if you will. But if you keep spinning those tires, then all of a sudden, through the S's, like we talked about earlier, you start getting laterally loose because you move those rear tires out on the exit of 7.
I'm gonna tell you, they gotta watch those Truex. He is running those top 2 down. He was able to get by Reddick a few laps ago. You see right here, right with him, getting a good straight drive off of turn 11. He's catching both Bell and getting him right now.
Tyler Reddick in 4th place. He's down 3.6 back. Atlanta is to Ty Gibbs. The rookie was quite a surprise here in round 1 of qualifying. And a good enough lap, he didn't have to try again, as many others did, in advance to the final round. Says he really enjoys road racing in this place in particular.
You heard that car bottom out on the road blocks underneath the car, but he went up over that curve on the 88.
And A.J. Allmendinger in 6th place, first of the Chevys.
18. Ross Chastain at 18.
Behind in the first 4 in the race.
Business is picking up right there with that whole group. I think the McDowell's starting to run them.
Daniel Suarez in 27.
I think you're going to see some racing going on. McDowell, I think Bush is extremely strong. Allmendinger there. Reddick in that group. And I
really pumped about Ty Gibbs. I think he's doing a phenomenal job for this race, managing and learning from those teammates. Suarez trying to take the spot back from Eric Jones at turn 7. This is for 26. 11 laps complete. Denny Hamlin so far has swept the ball from the pole.
All right, let's see.
Thirty-six of America's best drivers and thousands of fans have come here for one thing. Why? And some great racing, like Martin Truex. Taking the low line on Christopher Bell to take second place. Take a good pass. There's 7 right there. Just like we talked about passing some. He's been hounding this scene at Christopher Bell for a while. But how about Gibbs? Unbelievable. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and Denny Hamlin was able to get away from Christopher Bell right before Truex got by him.
Watching for our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Powering the race from green to checkered flag and every mile in between. Goodyear. More driven.
You know, I mentioned Hamlin getting away, Clint. We're going to find out what he has right now because I think he's been managing that lead with what he needed to with Christopher Bell. But Truex has been able to match his lap times, if not a little better. So we'll see if Hamlin can push that car to a little bit more.
I like one thing Christopher Bell did. He had Truex shadowing him for more than a full lap. But Bell chose the one point on the track to let Truex by where it wouldn't slow down either one of them.
To lose the least amount of time. Yeah, that's so key. And they're teammates, right? So they are going to work a little bit better together. And they're also going to work better at the early stages of the race. When you get down to the final part of the race, maybe not so friendly.
I think you're going to see that gap in between Truex and Hamlin shrink very fast. Obviously slowed him up a little bit on that pass. Not much, just like you said, very efficient pass when he passed his teammate Christopher Bell, but just Truex is here. He's got an extremely fast race car. Could be his third.
The one thing that we see with all these guys in front of all these Toyotas, they're not having to use the curves to make the car turn. We talked about you couldn't be so aggressive on the curves. So the one thing that the drivers will do, especially right here in turn 6, you see Michael McDowell, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, all those guys get up on that curve. It's to help that car rotate and get a straight drive on it.
Well, you just said it. You rattled them all off, and I think a big reason you're seeing that, starting to see these guys getting held up a little bit. I think this 9 car, Chase Elliott, good on the long run. Starting to get really close on the back bumper. Look for some passes among these cars right here.
Talked to Chase Elliott this morning, and he told us that the reason you can't curve hop in the fast corners here is this car. Here comes Chase to the inside, looking at Buescher, going to close the door. And get a little tap there.
But that's the frustrating part about these passing zones. Now you got to wait all the way around to the next opportunity in 7 before you do that. Got to set that back up.
I love that you said that. That's exactly right. There's 2 key places to pass here, and if you can't get it done in turn 11, you spend the entire rest of this lap trying to set them up, as you say, to get back over to turn 7.
So say Chase told us in the fast corners, like say turn 2, where everybody used to really pop front end, pop really with these cars just about. He says you need to stay off the curves because this car is so dependent on keeping that rear diffuser close to the ground for its downforce. There's a bad one right there, the inside of
That's the worst one. Over the years, you see all the cool shots of the cars way up in the air. That was all off of turn 4. Not the case anymore. See that, Christopher Buescher getting loose into the corner. That's what you're looking for when you got a guy in front of you. Start to put the pressure on him. Now he's got to set him up for off the 10 into 11.
And Clint, as we look at Chase Elliott at the back of this pack, there's 4 or 5 cars all stacked up in front of him. It's going to be hard to pass. I'm immediately hoping that my crew chief is going to hit me just a lap or 2 earlier because we know how much tire fall up here. There's 2.5, 3 seconds at the end of the stage. Hopefully, I mean, I would even give him the stage points if I'm Chase Elliott, know that I've got to win to get into the playoffs. Do what we have to do to win the race.
Still not going to get it done.
It's not close enough, Larry.
Whoa, you know what? I talked about the strategy, and I think really talking to crew chiefs last night throughout the week, everybody's kind of thinking a 3-stop strategy, which would be somewhere around 28, 30 laps a run. But to Jamie's point, I think once we get to about lap 23, 24, right in there, if you're on back in the pack, you're going to try to leapfrog these guys by getting there a little early and taking advantage of those 4 fresh tires.
Brad Keselowski pitted on 25th.
Well, and exactly what Larry said. No chance of him getting stage points. So go ahead and hit. Try to cycle ahead. It's hard to pass, but that's an easy way to pass, knowing how much faster you're going to run when you pull back out on fresh tires.
Interesting battle here. Cup rookie Ty Gibbs against veteran road racer Michael McDowell.
This is where you start separate. You start realizing when you have. This is where a balance becomes so important in your car. You can't be too tight. You can't be too loose. Starting to see Buescher sliding that rear end in the corner, hustling that car because he's feeling the pressure from behind him. This is where you really start struggling.
Every driver in the top 5 has won a road course race in the Cup Series. 12 combined winners among the top 5, led by Denny Hamlin.
Okay, so we're looking at 8 laps to go at Sonoma, now 7, as Denny Hamlin leads the race.
NASCAR Flats is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Round out your protection with life, phone, and pet health insurance. And by the Credit One Bank, NASCAR, American Express card. 19 laps complete in Sonoma. Denny Hamlin has led the wall. Here's the update on the total family of drivers. Chase Elliott ninth. Joey Logano
Daniel.
spots to 14th from the start. Austin Dillon in 50th, and Daniel Suarez after that missed shift back to 24th. Now pit stops have begun. Here's the fourth place pass down into the dive bomb zone, turn 11, and that is AJ Allman there, taking the spot from Tyler Reddick to break up that Toyota top five. Pit stops have begun. Brad Keselowski in and out without losing a lap, but Ryan Blaney made his pit stop and was too fast exiting. He'll have to make a pass at pit road speed. Jamie Little.
Update on Kyle Larson. Yesterday in practice, he looked to be the man to beat. He was on a mission. We had a little hiccup in qualifying and started back in 16th. Well, he's made up 6 positions so far. And on the radio, he's asking his crew chief Cliff Daniels what the 11 and Denny Hamlin is doing in his lap times. They're letting him know that Denny is not falling off much. He's really good on the long run. But you see, Larson now just turned the second fastest lap so far.
Yeah, that last lap, Jamie Larson was 0.2 quicker than the leader. Martin Truex has closed to within about 3.5 seconds of Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, fast he grabbed that straight. Well, at least we agree, right? You're like, so I heard him short shift off the 7. Once these tires start wearing out, you can't put the throttle down. One of the aids is to go ahead and short shift that thing, keep those RPMs up, keep them spinning the tires. That's what it is.
Kyle Busch, last week's winner at St. Louis, coming to pit road, and these are scheduled stops.
So I'd say it's one of the sketchiest pit roads to get onto because you come off the racetrack and you run that long curve. The pit road speed doesn't start until you get all the way around the corner.
A lot of juice through there.
It's scary.
4 laps to go to the end of stage 1. Denny Hamlin has been out front the whole way as we take you Fox side by side.
'17, Ross.
Scheduled pit stops for Harvick and Logano, 2 of the Hendrick Chevys have been in. Elliott and Larson joined a lap later by Byron. So a lot of these green flag pit stops early. But some teams continue to stay out at 23 laps. One of those is Michael McDowell.
So you know there's guys starting to pit. They're probably going to do a four-stop strategy that is not faster than our fall off. We got good long run pace. Stay on our plan. Good job.
Great information, because it's going to be frustrating for Michael McDowell. He sees this going like, why are we pitting? So for your crew chief to tell you that, take a deep breath. You're like, all right, we got a game plan. We know what's best for our car.
You also, look at this, you're coming to the stage here. Mind you, remember, no stage break, but there are stage points. So only 2 to go here. This is a very valid conversation. We start talking about Hamlin tricks. Bell still on that racetrack.
Yeah, honestly, guys, the drivers that started hitting about lap 22, like Chase Elliott, Larson, William Byron, Chastain, I don't think they're on a four-stop strategy. I just think they wanted to make sure and get in there a little early on their three-stop strategy.
I do too, and I think they're going to leapfrog Hamlin tricks or at least catch him. That's the play there, right, Larry?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I do think we've got the play to what Travis Peterson just told Michael McDowell, what you guys said. We got stage points staring at us right now here in another lap. And then we know how important those are, especially if Hamlin can win the stage, still gets that one playoff.
But these two we're looking at right there, those two teammates, they're after this win. They made that mistake last year. Cliff Daniels went for that stage 1 win, got it, and didn't get the job done at the end of the race. These boys right here, these Hendrick cars, they're after the win. You know the 9 car, that's all it takes. He is a win and you're in scenario.
Final lap of stage 1. There will be no green and white checkered flag on road courses this year, but stage points will be awarded at the end of lap 25 and 55.
You saw Larson drop a wheel off right there. I think he catch that hard.
Last time Denny Hamlin won stage 1 was Kansas, where he went on to win the race. Hamlin has led more laps today than Toyota led in total on road courses in 2022. Here he comes, crosses the line, and banks 10 championship points, and as Jimmy pointed out, that one playoff point for winning the stage. Truex second, Bell third, Allmendinger. Here's McDowell fifth, Reddick sixth, Busher crosses at seventh. Gibbs, and then it'll be Bowman and Stenhouse should get the final stage point and done.
Well, you know these guys will be coming now. They got the stage points. The task at hand is done. They got to get pitted now because these Chase Elliott and Larson, those guys have short pitted them or catching them fast.
Well, and when you look at Denny Hamlin from where he started the race to where he's running right now, it's over 3 seconds a lap. So Larson's pitted 3 laps earlier. He's going to make up 9 seconds on the leader, who's about 14 behind the time, so he's pretty close to Denny when they cycle through these stops.
25 laps caution free. In Sonoma, Hamlin has led them all.
I think you'll see them pit.
Eric Jones, Eric Almirola, who won the Xfinity race yesterday, gets a stop. So does Ty Dillon. In and out for Justin Haley.
There you go. You see Truex on pit road. Now keep in mind, you see 11 on your track map, and the 9 up here is 7.
Very good.
19 Martin Truex getting a lot of details from the team as to where he's losing time. You heard him on the radio earlier. The car too loose right now. Wants an adjustment for that. JB.
Denny Hamlin in the 11. That car was really good on the long run. That's what they expected to be the case today. A 4-tire stop here. Not much feedback from Denny Hamlin, who was dominating at every lap so far today.
Allmendinger in as well. Takes about 45 seconds to go to length of pit road. At pit road speed, yellow line, and to yellow line, exiting at turn 1, and Hamlin gets away. 45 seconds.
Now, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be somewhere right in there where they're going to come out. Keep an eye on that interval for these guys on the pylon.
That group races their way off pit road and back in the battle. Chase Elliott and Hamlin coming out of 4 and headed for 7. And the first round of pit stops is pretty well completed.
Okay, so we're on lap 27 now. So far, caution free. Yeah, I would take the left way. And I cut across that long ass U-turn. But running in a NASCAR race, you cannot do those.
Twenty laps completed in Sonoma. Let's take a look at today's Credit One Bank ones to watch. Who you watching for that one?
Chase Elliott's my guy. I'm telling you, started 10, was fast yesterday, struggled a little bit in turn 4, cost him some speed, but they closed the gap. Already running third, Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Martin Truex Jr. Started back in 8th, has worked his way up to 2nd. He made that adjustment on the last pit stop. I think he can get by Denny Hamlin, and he's won here 3 times before.
True. Denny Hamlin is looking for a championship. And the way to win that is win them all. He won the pole. That was a bit of a surprise yesterday, and he has not been passed on the racetrack yet. They're in trouble.
Yeah, Mike, I've got my eye on A.J. Allmendinger. Qualified fifth, finished fourth that stage. He seems to have good long-run speed, and even with 11 races left to go in the regular season, he's almost already in a must-win situation.
Yeah, I've got to take another road course veteran, Michael McDowell. I have not seen him slip that 34 car yet. Said he was going to run a 90%, take care of it all day. So far, he's doing that, and he got stage points in that first stage.
And they are our Credit One Bank ones to watch. After 29 laps and after pit stops, Hamlin and Truex got out in front of Elliott and Larson. Larson's been passed by Christopher Bell, A.J. Allmendinger in sixth, Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, all in the top 10 spot.
You just said it, it caught me off guard. Christopher Bell loaded right by Larson, and watch it right here off the 10. He might get the job done on the 9 car, Chase Elliott.
Yeah, Bell's the second fastest car on the track. The fastest car on the track, though, is who's catching Denny Hamlin right now. Martin Truex Jr. Since that pit, whatever they changed on that car, it has come to life, and he is catching Denny Hamlin half second a lap right now.
Well, they picked a good race sponsor. These Toyotas are extremely strong. Doesn't matter who you put in front of them, make pretty quick work out of them. I'm impressed with Christopher Bell right there. Past Larson, I thought he was extremely strong. I think the Hendrick cars, if they have something for them, I think it's got to come on a longer.
Well, the Toyotas were at one point early on 1 through 5, but Reddick has now dropped to 9th. His car fell off the pace a little bit on worn tires, as did that of Ty Gibbs, who's currently 11th. Gibbs was 8th when the pit cycle started and now comes out in 11th spot. Regan?
Well, Mike, you guys talking about Christopher Bell and the performance he's having so far on these new tires. Earlier on the old tires, he was complaining about poor drive with the car. A small adjustment for that, and his crew chief told him to make sure he saves some tires this run because they're going to run 4 laps longer than what they did last time. So a little insight into the strategy there.
Yeah, we talk about the amount of fall off at this racetrack. Christopher Bell pitted later than both of the Hendrick cars. That's part of the reason he's so quick right now.
By traffic ahead, Andy Lally and Grant Enfinger both in one-off drives here. Enfinger filling in for Noah Gregson, who's out with a concussion, and the leaders are just about to catch them, and they can be a factor in this.
So once a race, hey, you've been on that racetrack, you know what that is.
Josh Berry played a big role as a relief driver.
Denny Hamlin's leading out, so make sure that he catches those lappers.
Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman,
open the door up for Truex accounts.
Well,
and now we got Grant Enfinger. Oh, Carson Hocevar from the Truck Series. He's another one. Covering Corey LaJoy.
Listen, if I'm Denny Hamlin, I think about who's behind me. First off, it's Martin Truex Jr., not known for roughing somebody up, and he's also my teammate. I think Truex.
Yeah, but he wasn't injured.
He obviously wants to use him as a pick, but Denny Hamlin knows that he's not going to do anything to jeopardize either of the races.
The only thing we've seen all day long we're learning here is passing is.
And now we got Grant Enfinger. There's a lot of relief drivers going on in 2023.
Hamlin slams the door and then goes
That's the whole point.
So perfect move by Truex right there. He had no intentions of getting inside Denny Hamlin. He showed him the nose, and the spotters are in a weird position right there. They can't see if he's there or not. So Truex kind of faked him out a little bit. And you see right now, he's going to be in the preferred position because he's going to be in the inside of turn 2.
Right there.
4, bumper, clear,
Look at this. Still fighting hard on the outside. Denny Hamlin. This is exactly what I said. You can't afford to get these positions up.
Line drive. There's from 3A. And Truex to the lead.
Still have the problem with the lappers.
And they haven't caught him yet. They passed each other twice.
Off turn 7, Martin Truex, your new leader after Denny Hamlin led the first 32 laps here in Sonoma. Week 9 of the USFL coming up next on Fox. A North Division showdown of the Philadelphia Stars beat the New Jersey Generals. They clinched a playoff spot. If not, well, there's 3 teams alive, and they all have a path to clinch in Week 10. So tune in next on Fox.
It's going to be a good one right there. You a general, you a star? I'm on your team, Clint, whatever team that's. But what are you, general or star? Actually, I'm a Stallion. Birmingham Stallion. That's my team.
There's 2 picks.
I don't care. I don't care. Just look at the pick your favorite team.
Martin Truex leading at 35 laps here. He passed Denny Hamlin 3 laps ago. Let's check with Larry McReynolds for our guaranteed fit, sponsored by eBay Motors.
Yeah, Mike Gilby, Martin Truex Jr. in Sonoma. Martin has 4 career road course wins, including 3 right there at Sonoma. His last 4 Sonoma races, 3 top 3 finishes, including 2 of those wins. He has led the most laps in 4 of the last 9 Sonoma races. He has led a total of 213 laps at Sonoma. That's second all-time to Jeff Gordon. This could be the eBay Motors guaranteed fit for Martin to get his 4th Sonoma win and his 2nd win of 2023.
Larry with Secretary of Law.
Update on Kyle Larson running fifth right now. Cliff Daniels told him they're going to run 6 or 7 laps longer this time out, so about 28 to 29 laps. He also told him that he's faster than Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell ahead of him. He said you can get him for turns 2 through 7. So a lot of information coming out the pit box, but he sounds very pleased with the effort so far.
So, Mike, let's talk about Elliott Larson. They shorthanded, right? 4 laps earlier than really anybody in the top 10. And they have cycled to the front. Now, their lap times aren't as good right now. They're struggling just a little bit in relation to those cars, but they gained what they wanted. They need the caution stuff all right. They're going to have to run a little bit longer this time. But Larson had a really good car in the long run. We know Chase Elliott did too. So they used a little bit of strategy there. They've got their track position now, and they're going to try to maintain it.
They gained the positions. Obviously, track position, and you're right, they're going to struggle with holding on to that track position at the back of it, but they gained the hard to come by track position or positions on the racetrack, the passes, if you will.
Now, how about AJ Allmendinger, who is right behind Chase Elliott, one of the best road racers in this series? Is he holding station? Is he trying to charge past these guys to the front? What's Allmendinger do here?
Well, Allmendinger's got the fresher tires, and so he knows that. His crew chief said, hey, we have 4 lap fresher tires, go get those guys. And he's been catching them fairly quick, but we've seen this entire race how hard it is to pass. And Clint has been talking about, you got to be good off of turn 4 to make the pass at 7, or you got to be good off of turn 10 to make the pass at 11. If Allmendinger's car is not good in those areas, it makes passing those guys so much harder.
You know what the easiest place to pass them is?
Pit road?
Yeah. When they're there and you're not.
Yeah, and so listen, we talked about Elliott and Larson. They were 13 or 14 seconds back of the leader. You see they're 8 or 9 now. Anything they gain in that is a bonus for them. So they have come out way ahead.
It's the positions. And the track position is one thing, the time on the racetrack, but in the event a caution comes out or whatever, I mean, you literally went from 9th and 10th place to 3rd and 4th, 4th and 5th. I mean, that was a huge game.
All right, so in Clint's Super 6 contest, $10,000. Which driver will have the better finish at the end of the race, and by how many positions? Will it be Kevin Harvick, currently 19th, or Brad Keselowski, 22nd? Woo, down to the wire. When I saw that 6 car back his last good right off the bat, I was like, well, that's easy. Now Harvick. Now he's running back down. Kevin Harvick in his final Sonoma appearance. Trying to put another decade up on the board for the number 4 and Stuart Haas. Martin Truex Jr. and Toyota in command right now. Yeah, they popped the cork a little early this morning here in Sonoma, didn't they?
If you're going to do it right. That guy did it right.
Yep. Well done. Adam Devine giving the command. All right, let's show you our look at Sonoma Raceway from all of our technology, and there are the marching ants. The one in the circle on the right is your leader, Mark Truex, of course.
Absolutely. You know, when you're 40 laps in on a green racetrack, green, all the way through, we've had green flag pit stops already. You know, where is everybody? You've got Gibbs down here. That's it. That's your 10th place guy. You've got William Byron right there, your 15th place guy. Priest right here, that's your 20th place guy. They're all over this racetrack. I think the name of the game, I like what Hamlin is catching. Like he's holding speed with a little Truex right here. I think that whoever comes out, we say this all the time. If he can beat him out of the pits, I don't think he lets Truex back around him. Well, this pit area, when Larry Mack puts me in here, I want him to give me that track position. Whatever decision he makes on pit road, that's what I want him to do. Get me out from that guy.
What I've seen with Denny and Martin is that Truex is a little bit better on the short run, really short run. Denny's better in the middle of the stage. Then Truex again is better towards the end of that. And I think those guys, and I said it at the very beginning, they're pacing themselves. Truex could probably go a little bit harder in the beginning, but you're just trying to conserve tires because there is so much fall off here. And Mike, as they catch lap traffic, you need more tires. You have to put your car in a different position. You saw how hard it was for both those guys to get by the lap cars earlier.
I'm watching this knot of cars, 4 cars here, 13-7, and Michael McDowell trying to run them down the first 4 of the race. But these 4 kept pretty close company. Here goes McDowell. He's going to be there in a minute.
Goes back to what you were saying, though. Managing those runs. You see Chase Elliott, he really took off. Him and Christopher Bell took off and left Larson. Now all of a sudden, Larson's run them back down. His speed is in a long run car, just like that car Michael McDowell is behind him.
And I love what Trevor said. Trevor picked him as credit wants to watch. He's like, listen, I talked to McDowell earlier. He's going to run at 90% today. And I think that's a great plan going into this race until you get down to the end. Because we talk about opportunities. Michael McDowell's won the Daytona 500. He's always a threat at super speedways. And he's also always a threat when he comes to these races. This is his chance to get in the playoffs.
You hear him go over that bump. Jamie told us about the exit of 4 and a massive bump over there as you come off of that curve, and you can hear it hitting the shit.
Behind that, Chris Buescher just got past Tyler Reddick. You see that at the top of your screen. That'll change 8th place. Ty Gibbs holding down the top 10 spot.
And Reddick's been a surprise today. He dominated at COTA earlier this year, Clint. And we thought yesterday it looked like he had a great car. But it has been a little bit of a struggle for the 45 car today.
Well, he's dominated with ever since we went to this new 2X car. He's been the name of the game on these road courses. Struggles at this racetrack, that's for sure.
I love being able to see his eyes in the car. You see him trying to look around the corner. You see him now trying to get a straight drive on exit. You're always looking ahead. Your shift lights you actually base on just kind of your peripheral vision. Right here as we go up into turn 1. And there, lift right there, give it a little bit of throttle, drive up the corner. He's trying to get as far to the left, as little forward as you're going to try to get in. You then try to get your tires on that curve, puts a little load onto the outside tires. And that's the crew chief. He said, but I'm trying.
Yeah,
I
don't
want
waste
to
any time.
Trust me, I'm not going to waste any time.
Kyle Busch just pitted, you see it on your screen, from 11th spot. He was one of the first, not the first round of cars to pit in the first round, but first of that second wave of cars to come to pit road.
How many times have we come here and seen Truex Jr. when he decides to go out and lead some laps here, but he's so dangerous. Just puts her on cruise control and keeps finding lap time, lap after lap.
He's got 3 wins here. And look for Tony Stewart on the final lap, getting his final win of his career. Truex might have 4. 43 laps complete, 67 to go in Wine Country, California. Martin Truex out front.
Come on, Ross. Advance the spot.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Ford. Built for America. 45 laps complete. 65 to go. Martin Truex out front of Denny Hamlin. That lead now less than a second. And Hamlin had closed it up to about 0.6 of a second, and then Truex pulled away. Larry, what are we looking at for pit stops as we go forward here?
Yeah, honestly, we've completed 46 laps. To make this thing work on 3 stops, you're probably looking at about 48 to 50, about 2 to 4 laps from now. But who's here to try to win a stage? You have to go to lap 55 to make that happen. But I think we'll get to the point of the race, the way this race looks, you better start focusing on what it's going to be, what it's going to take to beat that checkered flag first.
Next there, there's Kevin Harvick. And here at lap 47, Kyle Busch has already made his second stop. Kyle Larson, we're hearing, has been told on the radio, watch Chase Elliott and pit when he does. So that's a little different. I handle that.
Yeah, and look, as we look at this group of cars right here, from Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, all the way back to Allmendinger, they're so close together. They're within a second and a half of each other. If Allmendinger can pit 1 lap before Christopher Bell does, he will cycle out in front of him. And we talk about the fall off. There's 3 seconds to fall off. But when you cycle through those pit stops, there's only 2 or 3 tenths different for those first few laps. So you gain so much on the front side, or the back side of that, and don't lose it on the front side of the stop.
Did you see at turn 11 there? How do you find a better line through the corner? Remove the stacks of tires.
I've been watching it for the last couple laps. You can see right here where they were supposed to be, and now they're not there anymore. Somebody's hit him. You see the mark on that tire. You see the mark on this one as well. You start moving those in. The grip is on this paint right here. The closer you can get your tires on there, that's an end of the game. Man, I don't know. We need a caution. Move that back over.
Kyle Larson lost 2 spots that last lap. He got passed twice.
Yeah, he stayed at the end of this run. He let Michael McDowell go. He saw McDowell catch him, making up so much time. And, you know, this is a road course, but Clint, you kind of race it like a darling team, right? I mean, we talk about guys wanting to let them go to the place that costs each of you the least amount of lap time.
Well, McDowell, he not only let McDowell around him, so did Chase Elliott. McDowell on the move.
Jamie, how about the 5?
Larson just came on the radio and said, hey, they're on better tires than I'm fine, but I have to let them go. And also, they originally told the 5 of Larson to pit with about 5 laps to go in this stage. Well, I went over and checked with Alan Gustafson for Chase Elliott, who said we want to run longer than that. So I'm not sure if they're landing on the stage out until the end of the stage. We'll just have to watch, Mike.
Okay. Sounds good. You're playing games. They don't want anyone to know what they're going to.
So Truex has now opened up 1.2 seconds on Denny Hamlin. That group led by Christopher Bell. They're about 13 seconds back of the leader after 48.
Whoa, look at that. A tire on the middle of pit road. Now the caution is out. Yeah, they're showing a replay of this right now.
Saturday on Fox, baseball scores iconic 103 center stage. And here, now the Rockville Devils and the Red Sox, or you'll see the Rays take on the Padres. Catch them all Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox. The game in your area that will be listed. Well, right after Ross Chastain had pitted from 12, look on the right of your screen at Zane Smith's pit stop. They roll a tire over the wall for the right front, and it doesn't get caught. Gets an assist as the car pulls out of the pits.
Yeah, Zane Smith you're watching.
He is the next car around here. You're going to see is Ross Chastain. He was on pit road. Opportunity strikes here for some guys. Finally, the caution, Jim.
Justin Haley with a free pass. So this is the very first caution flag of the day. So that erases Truex's almost 2-second lead on the field.
Literally right in the middle of all the conversation here, Grant, back and forth on the radio. We're coming, it's time. And all of a sudden, here's the caution.
And you hate that if you're one of those guys in the league, not just because it bunches the field up, but because they're all going to hit under caution now, and you have such a chance of losing so many positions if you have that pit stop hitting under caution because everybody's screwed up. When you have a green, you have a 3 or 4 second lead, 15 seconds back to 10th place, you can have a slower pit stop and not cost you as much.
Well, that group from Ross Chastain on back, a bunch of those cars had made their stops under green, including Chastain, Kevin Harvick, and others as it cycled through. There you go. And so you can look at those that have very few laps on their tires and won't be coming to this caution.
Yeah, clear back to Stenhouse, 6 laps, Austin Dillon 7, Byron 7, Busch 8. I think all those guys stay out right here.
Well, they got to stay out, but it's a huge difference for Ross. I mean, Ross Chastain could not have been any better to be on pit road, have that caution ball, and he's basically got equal tires to all these leaders.
So here they all come to Reed and Smith.
Christopher Bell in the 20 car. Hurt his right rear tire, told his team about 5 laps ago he felt like he had really destroyed it 2 laps, losing all lateral grip with that car as well. The 19 of your leader, Martin Truex Jr., that was loose in this run than the previous run. He fought loose the previous run, still too loose now. Jamie?
Ryan Chase Elliott, he said it's handling about the same as it was before. Balance isn't bad, just need to take care of those rear tires. The 11 and Denny Hamlin getting that fresh tear off, said he's trending loose on the long run. Pretty happy with the 11 run.
So it looks like Kyle Busch will be the leader from Joey Logano.
Yeah, the 11, you saw the front tire changer have an issue right there. It cost him some spots on pit road. The tire changer went down.
There's a race off pit road, sponsored by Ram. Again, these cars will not be the leaders, but that's how they come off pit road. First caution flag of the day in Sonoma. 9 cars stayed on the racetrack and did not pit. NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by the Credit One Bank NASCAR American Express card. 52 laps complete. We're under caution for a tire that rolled away from pit road. Let's take a look at brake bias on these cars with Larry McReynolds and Toyota Colorway.
Anytime we go road course racing, you hear a driver talk about adjusting front and rear brake bias. Let's go to our Toyota Cutaway car at the Toyota Tech Center and show you exactly what he's doing here. The race car has 10 master cylinders, one for the front and one for the rear. The brake bias adjusts the knobs right to the center of the gas. Now, if the car is loose on the brake, you can when you can put the front brake. If it won't target in the pin on the brake, you can put the rear brake. You think about it outside of speed, rather than brake light. This is the only way to do this. I
think this is a good time, but I'm glad you just said that. All right, you've got old tires. You've got all your front cars, your front ends, true left, all these guys we were talking about. They're coming down. They're playing competition adjustments, dialogues, they're coming. You have to make these passes in a short time on them. Better make sure that brakes are adjusted right.
Well, this is all the chaos breaks out. When you have that side front, haven't been on this today. See Kyle Busch through it on Blue Byron. And they're all old tires. They're not going to have the grip that we know Truex or Hamlin's going to have. But those guys have to be patient as well. They've got the best cars. They've got the better tires. So it's going to be patient.
9th place, Daniel Suarez. Oh, Ross is in 4th.
Who has been covering racing here since it first started on TV for NASCAR, and we agreed. We've never seen this place so lush, so verdant, just so beautiful here. Very green for June in Sonoma.
This is the opportunity that William Byron was looking for. Started 26, struggling after yesterday's practice. Not a lot of light into the tunnel, had a fast race car marching up through the field a little bit, very slowly. Now they have the track position. They're at a deficit on tires, but they passed a lot of cars because of that caution right there.
But just like we saw with Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson earlier, they might not hold on to it, but it's going to work out in their favor at the end of this run.
It's a big net gain for them.
Big net gain.
All right, coming to the Geico restart zone. Finishing up this first caution of the day. And we're back to green. Kyle Busch on the break from Joey Logano, William Byron, and Ross Chastain.
You know, Clint, I thought it was interesting that Kyle chose the inside there, because I always wanted to be on the where Joey Logano is, being on the inside of the next corner if you could race him up the hill. But Kyle got a great restart and was able to get him cleared.
Have to be so careful again if you're Truex right there. You can see him back there, kind of a mid-pack. You know you have the fastest car. Be careful around these guys.
Yeah, and if the one I'm watching, though, is Ross Chastain. We know he has sticker tires. You see him right there beside Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And look at the drive. Let's watch the drive that he's going to have off of turn 7. You see him right behind Joey Logano.
Not
a
anymore.
little bit of curb. Going to be 3 wide probably going into
You're
turn 8.
going to see it right
But
here.
look
That's
at
the drive you were talking about. Oh, he got run off the racetrack.
Yeah, and that
Joey
was,
Logano shut the door on him.
That was very un-Ross-like. You think he would have stayed in there, but I think he knows the position he's in, and we've talked about it. He needs to now try to get a good run off of turn 10 so he can do the dive bomb down into 11.
He has to pounce on it immediately. Take advantage of those fresh tires, just like you said. Has to happen now.
Out of turn 10. Down into 33-mile-an-hour turn 11. That's Truex to the inside.
Accordion effect. You see him really stack up right in front of Truex.
And you know, Mike, sometimes when you see the guys run into each other into turn 11, it's not intentional. It's that you're just trying to time that run out. And if the car in front of you doesn't time his out, then that's when you see that contact.
You see, you're riding along with Truex. I was going to say, there's a car on your outside. He slipped, locked the tires up.
Now there's one on your inside.
Open the door. Yes.
I can tell you the worst thing to hear as a driver is 3 wide and you're in the middle.
Better watch your guard and in this McDowell. Let him get around Truex. I don't think you'll ever get him past back. McDowell's car is extremely fast. He's in a good situation here.
You see, watch Truex lock up this tire right here. As soon as that tire locks up, you saw the car, it doesn't turn. It'll stop or it'll turn, but it won't do both of them at the same time.
It's also hard. What do you do to fix that? You let off the brake and try to get the tires.
Makes it even worse.
You can't afford to do that because there's a car that you're fixing a door on the outside.
So here we come to the end of stage 2. Again, no stage breaks on road courses, but they will award stage points and a playoff point to Kyle Busch, who will get his 2nd stage win of the season and his first stage win at Sonoma. Busch across the line, winner of stage 2, Logano, Chastain, Byron, Stenhouse, then Dillon, Truex, McDowell, Bell, and Harvick gets the final stage point. 2 stages down, 55 laps to go. Kyle Busch, your stage 2 winner. Welcome back to the Toyota Save Mart 350 on Fox. As Martin Truex has been curb hopping today. He has led 18 laps. Denny Hamlin 33. Kyle Busch has now been out in front for half a dozen. There is your leader from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every lap, every mile, and every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven.
Truex is not getting up through the field quite as good. You saw him get around Stenhouse there, getting into 7, but he's not making very quick time with these passes, is he, Jamie?
No, and Kyle Busch is doing a great job hanging on to this lead. He and Logano. It's hard. I thought they would drive up through there a little quicker than they are. The tires only being 4 or 5 laps. I'm with you. I think you got to do that in the first 2 laps. That's where you see that pay the biggest dividends.
So the Xfinity fastest lap we're showing you is times on the last lap that they ran, where your leader's 1:20.06. You know who has the fastest lap of the day? Corey LaJoie, 90.76 miles per hour in his number 7. That was back at lap 28. Maybe it's maybe it's all that shortcutting that's going on.
Well,
I'm not sure it was
moved that tire.
That's not really the way you do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was that lap.
Yeah. It's incredible, though, to see how tough the bodies are on these cars. You know, we talked about the lack of cautions today, and part of that is we used to see body rubs. When there was contact on the track, it would cut a tire down. Something like that with the old car, you pitted and had to come in to work on that. And, I mean, looking at it, I don't even see any damage to his car right now.
Quite a pack at battle there. Regan?
Well, Mike, you guys have been talking about the 34 and Michael McDowell earlier and how good he is. The strength of that car, the long run, and that's what it was yesterday. He predicted coming into today, if they could get the long runs, that would play out to what they need. The way that caution fell, it sets up for these next 2 runs to be the longest of the day. Travis Peterson told him this is exactly what we want right now. Jamie?
How about an update on Ryan Blaney, somebody we haven't even mentioned today. It's just been one of those weekends for this team, the 12 team. They tried something completely different with this setup here because they have struggled on the road courses, and it just hasn't been good. He's loose, he's tight, he's qualified 31st yesterday, running 28th right now. He's the regular season point leader right now, but what a letdown for the Blaney fans right now, Mike.
Well, he had that penalty, too fast exiting on his first pit stop of the day. As we ride with Daniel Suarez in 21st. He's in the midst of a hornet's nest. From Ryan Preece on back in 17th. Ty Gibbs, Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace just ahead. Then Suarez, LaJoie, and Reddick, and Almirola. That is quite a pack.
I loved hearing what Regan said, that Travis Peterson, the communication that he's given Michael McDowell. He said earlier, he's like, look, they're on a 4-stop. We're going to be on the 3-stop. Don't worry about it. Great communication. Just now, what we heard, he's telling him, like, you're doing exactly what we need. Clint, I loved my crew chief being a little bit of a cheerleader for me and it all working out.
Yeah, they've got it set on kill this weekend. They know this is a big opportunity for them. Michael McDowell does a great job behind the wheel. This is a good track for them, and they're capitalizing. They're the ones that are holding pace with Truex getting up through the field for sure as he tries to make a move on William Byron.
Yeah, and all these guys, you see him racing William Byron right here. They know what a good road racer he is. He has a lot of respect from all these guys. He maybe isn't up front every single week. Obviously, it's been better the last couple of years with this next-gen car. But they know when you get to these road courses that you got to respect him. And listen, he's a really nice guy, right? He's really calm. But he's aggressive inside of the car. He drives as hard as anybody.
And that's the difference. A lot of people come to NASCAR from road racing. They just don't have, let's say, that killer instinct to be aggressive when necessary. Michael McDowell has no such problem in that department.
Jenson Button's a great example. When he came and ran a road course earlier this year at Austin, he's like, my Lord, I can't believe how aggressive everybody is. He doesn't have a lot of experience here. Michael McDowell's been around long enough. He kind of gets how all that works. And you've got to have the respect of those other guys and be able to root on them and gouge on them the same way they're doing to you.
You're talking about Code, and when he ran that race, it did get a little rough there. He beat him up pretty bad. He's a new guy. You never let the new guy in that easy.
What about that? You see Joey Logano pull down and block Ross Chastain. Felt like he didn't get off turn 10 very good. Chastain, though, doing it the hard way around the outside. Unbelievable.
I love that. You go ahead and block that thing off. I'm going to get to your inside, and now I'm on the inside, and I'm going to try to push you out of the corner. This is going to get interesting when you get up to the top of the hill here.
6 back behind them.
Well, and
there it is.
Those two guys, same racer. They rough people up, but when they get roughed up, they don't get mad. They don't whine about it. You see Chastain get a little bit loose on the outside.
Look who's there to take the opportunity and maybe get a 2-for-1 here with Truex. Now I'm setting him up for the exit of turn 4 right here. Watch. Let's see if Chastain blocks him getting into 7.
I think
set him up
Chastain's
here. Here comes the passing zone. Truex going to shoot to the bottom. Don't wheel hop.
On your left.
Okay.
The one thing about turn 7 is that you get in there, you can drive up on that curb. Even though it's off of the racetrack, it's so slow that you have a little bit of an escape zone right there if you're Truex. She's cheering him on, wasn't she?
Second slowest corner on the course, turn 7. He'll have another chance down at 11.
You talk about the slowest corner right here. This is a really intense corner, how fast that is. And you see Martin trying to get that run off of turn 10, but just not there. But he wants that position. Chastain knows that he's got a good car and how aggressive he's being right here.
Those tires being gone down there in 11 really opens the door up. You see Truex shoot down to the bottom, hook that bottom, and away he goes.
Yeah, and you almost wonder, did Chastain get his rear tires hot, making that outside move, maybe slipping them off of turn 11 the lap before? Because when he got up here to turn 2, you saw him run wide. It just looks like that car's lost some grip now.
Well, hey, that is the fastest car all weekend long, all day long. You know, I mean, it wasn't no slouch, it just passed it.
Well, thanks to Toyota, we're going to stay right here for commercial-free racing from Sonoma as we go Toyota all out. Tyler Reddick trying to rebound here. He is 22nd as he passes Keselowski. Truex 3rd, Bell in 8th, Hamlin 12th among the Toyotas, Gibbs and Wallace 18th and 19th, and then Reddick in 21st.
Truex, big, another dive bomb, getting into 11. Watch him hook this bottom, hard on the throttle. There he goes. Truex to 2nd. You better run and hide, Kurt Busch. Or, excuse me, Kyle Busch. I do that all the time. It's so easy to do. I just saw Kurt this morning. He is here, by the way.
And Truex has cut the lead to 2.5 seconds after that pass as he begins to drive away and chase back to the lead. In the early laps, Toyotas were 1 through 5. Then they got kind of sprinkled through the field up until the caution flag at lap 49.
Just shows you the strength in Truex's car, though. I mean, you know, obviously we covered Hamlin had trouble on pit road, but he hasn't been able to get through them near as good as Truex.
No,
quick time getting up through the field.
He's been able to manage the cars a lot better and be able to make those passes.
So Truex 2.5 back, and that gap right now is pretty stable. The effort to score wins and championships doesn't stop at the racetrack. Join us for a look at one of the ways Toyota prepares its drivers for success at the Toyota Performance Center.
My name is Caitlin Quinn, and I am the director of the Toyota Performance Center. The Toyota Performance Center is a place for specifically drivers in our Toyota driver development program, but also any professional Toyota Motorsports drivers who want to be a part of the program. We offer everything from training to nutrition to mental edge training and anything in between. This is our main weight room. We also have a heat lab where we train heat tolerance. We have a teaching kitchen. We do a lot of training, but if the drivers think of it as a clubhouse, it works pretty well.
Wow, come to the racetrack ready to win.
We need
heat tolerance.
We need to get.
Whoa, got one around, Austin Dillon.
And this is at turn 11 at the exit.
So he can get it fired up here.
Yeah, I think they'll give him a second. He's out of the way.
He's running 17th.
He's at
See,
the
there he
entrance
goes.
to,
He got it fired up.
At the entrance to Gilligan's Island there, the alternate pit road they used.
How did he end up there, Mike? Like, that's a really weird place to.
I'm going to get you a replay here soon. It's coming.
You come around turn 11, you get hot on the gas, and the car rotates right, spins all the way around.
Or you just do that.
Yeah.
Here he goes.
Or
you get some help off the front bumper.
Well, that can happen too.
Ty Gibbs.
We should have stayed on Ty Gibbs for one more lap.
I want to see the entrance of 11 if we get a chance. I don't know if you'll be able to see that shot, but I think there's some Paul Harvey going on there. There's the rest of the story.
Oh.
I'm glad you asked because I was getting ready to.
Your age, Mike, you should know that.
Yes, I did. Here
Austin
we go.
Dillon missed, got loose. See that? Trying to slip around. That was not Ty Gibbs. Let me correct that. He kind of slid right in front of him. Ty Gibbs is trying. You heard him lift, trying to give him time.
What did Ty Gibbs have to say about that?
I got inside up there and he got loose and he kept digging. So I didn't want to do that, but that's kind of his fault.
Yeah, kind of.
I agree with you, Ty Gibbs. Keep digging. Wasn't your fault.
I'm going to say Austin Dillon's going to see that differently, but I'm with you guys. I mean, I don't know that Ty actually did anything wrong in that situation. I'm coming right here, buddy. Motoring him down.
All right. Martin Truex, when we started that Toyota feature, was 2.5 seconds back. He has now cut 1/3 of that away. It's down to 1.6.
Yeah, Truex could take a deep breath once he got by Joey Logano and kind of reset Clint, right? He knows he's going to be better than Kyle Busch. Again, just trying to save those tires, being methodical, not trying to slip the tires. He had to work that car a little bit hard to get by Chastain and Joey Logano earlier.
Well, let's talk about the opportunity and how well Kyle Busch and company in that 8 car, last week's winner, took advantage of that opportunity to their good.
Hang on,
Get
boy.
a little loose off of 10 there. But like I said, a huge net gain. I mean, they are literally a contender for the win now because of that.
And, you know, Clint, it's incredible. Like, they've run well. We know they have the 3 wins this year. But when you're having the momentum on your side, the calls just work out for you. When things are on your side. Look at this, though. Watch him get to the throttle right here. Yaw that car out. That is so much fun inside the car.
Tight and missed the bottom. And then finally the front tires caught up and the rear tires came around.
The rear tires are screaming right now, Mike, as you see Truex running him down.
All right, let's take a ride with Martin Truex as he tracks down Kyle Busch.
Yeah, this would be a great way to get a look, and we can see the balance of Kyle Busch's car. We'll see if he's able to get to the apex of the corner. Does he have to use the curves to get the front end to turn, or is he able to stay off of those? Or, Mike, we could just do this view right here and stay on the top.
Guess we could.
Well, I can tell you from my view, that car in front of him is getting bigger.
Yeah, and
I don't think he catches him in time to make a pass in 11 yet. I think you might wait till 7.
Yeah, I mean, he's quick enough. He doesn't have to push the issue. And you know, when you're in Kyle Busch's car, you're just looking out of the back the whole time, knowing that he's coming.
Congratulations, Roy. $5 grand of Clint's cash pending verification of eligibility.
Ohio Roy, that's my man. Love it.
Ohio Roy.
Yeah, you see that?
I
put that together.
I like that little nickname.
So that's why I said didn't get him done. It didn't get him past an 11. I think we got to come around here. We're setting him up. I want to get close enough at the top of the hill. Try to get in position. You see Kyle Busch starting to slip around a little bit. Get in position off of 4. Set him up for a pass in 7. The top of hill 3A.
You the 8 here, 43 more.
Excuse me, that was. Here comes 3 and 3A.
And I don't know if he's going to be close enough right here.
Still don't think he is.
But we've seen Martin be really good in the braking zones. Kind of like Tyler Reddick at COTA. He was so good in the braking zones. We'll see if he's not able to get up beside him here. Now it's a complete reset. I'm going to get a wide entry, get turned, and I'm going to stay as tight as I can to him to get that good exit off of turn 10.
Didn't get a good launch there.
That's what makes this track extremely challenging and frustrating, mind you. All right. Turn 4, I didn't get the good run, didn't get him past in 7, all the way around, try to set up the next opportunity, and here it comes in 7, which, by the way, it slipped up off of 7, like Mike said, and I might not get it done in 7 or 11.
And you know, Clint, one thing about this track, the section we just saw from 7 down to 11, that's the fast section of the racetrack, and you can have one balance at the fast section of the racetrack, and then everything from right here back around to turn 4 is a little bit of a slower section. It kind of flows back and forth. So you could have a good balance on one side of the track and not the other. And it looks to me like the 11's able to get off, or the 19's able to get off of turn 11 and then just kind of roll in on him right here.
Man, Truex really hugged those tires tight off of 11. Extremely tight.
So with those stacks of tires moved at turn 11, Kyle Busch's spotter has been busy with instruction.
Now in turn 11, he's off and away. He pushed that last barrier over in turn 11 further back. You can use that now more further around the corner to wrap it if you need for exit.
That's exactly what I was saying. I saw him do it.
Oh, he's going for it right here.
There, by himself, 15.2. Clear, clear.
I tell you what, it looked to me like the 8 had a good exit off of 4, but from that view, I mean, Kyle had to let him go to come from that far back.
You see Kyle slipping and sliding around, losing the rear grip on his race car at the top of the hill. That's a veteran move. I mean, you can't hold that guy back. Not when he's that much faster. Live to see another day, and I think that's exactly what Kyle Busch did.
Third place, Michael McDowell is closing up on Joey Logano, who's using a lot of racetrack and a little bit of dirt here too.
Whoa!
Not
been pretty hot
this
there.
time.
You see, there's the last set of tires.
Yep.
You see on the exit, that's when the 3 cars spun, it moves some of those out of the way. That opens that opportunity up.
69 laps complete in Sonoma. Martin Truex for Toyota, leading Kyle Busch's Chevrolet and Joey Logano's Ford with 41 laps to go.
Things are so intense and you have to be so focused. There's not an ounce of room anywhere else in your body to think about anything other than what you're doing in that moment.
These things are scary, you know, they're dangerous.
Racing obviously is dangerous. It's taken friends of mine.
Brian Clausen was one of the best drivers ever, and you know, he got killed doing it.
A big impact. I've crashed a lot since then, and you know, something like this has not slowed me down.
Even if you are the best, even if you are at the top of your game.
It's something that we all live with.
The season finale, Dirt, the last great American sport, Tuesday, 7 p.m. on FS1.
Speaking of dirt, my old buddy Carson Macedo, bad tumble last night at Knoxville, caught on fire. Heard some good news. Talked to Kyle Larson this morning about him. Thoughts and prayers. What are you thinking about you, buddy? Heal up.
You bet. 39 laps to go here in Sonoma, and this battle for third has been a good one. Michael McDowell in that yellow Mustang trying to catch and pass Joey Logano. Catching him's one thing, passing another. One more try. Dive bomb here. Might get it done this time.
I didn't know if he was going to get it slowed down right there, but he did. It looked like it slid the back just a little bit. He has been working Joey Logano over, though, for the last 5 or 6 laps, just trying to get in the right position, and finally gets it done.
Talked to him before this race, and you could just see the confidence. I mean, he was literally grinning. Could not wait to get in that race car.
Here's Christopher Bell, Larry Mack. Let's get to Regan first.
Well, Mike, he's been struggling with rear grip all day long, and this may have been a little bit of change of strategy plan a little early for his stop right here. 4 tires for Christopher.
All right, Larry Mack, what about pit stop strategy from here on out?
Yeah, Mike, we went back racing with 57 to go. If you split that out, that's pitting with about 30 to go, which would be lap 80. But remember what happened when that last caution came out. It benefited cars that had pitted early. I'm probably in the next 3 to 4 laps, I'm going to go ahead and make that green flag pit stop, and in the perfect world, get that caution and get that track position. I don't want to wait all the way to 30 to go at lap 80.
Nope, there's Alex Bowman, the Ally Cam on board his car. He just made his pit stop, as did Christopher Bell.
It seems like today's day and age, I mean, if you're going to get that magical, caution that Larry just spoke of, it's going to be because of a mistake on pit road, exactly like we saw with the 38 car.
Yeah, and Larry said the magic word, it's lucky. The one thing, if you're going to win one of these races, sometimes you got to get just a little bit lucky. We saw it with Kyle Busch earlier, being in the right position. And for Michael McDowell, I think they're going to have to take a little bit of a chance here to try to leapfrog ahead of him.
Regan.
William Byron, a good break to get some track position with that 24 car with the previous caution. The car right now is just too loose to the right-handers for him.
Kyle Larson's in.
Luck
Denny
is when
Hamlin, our pole
preparation
sitter.
meets an opportunity.
Yes. Right, Larry.
Well, here comes the opportunities. Jamie?
See Denny Hamlin in as well as Kyle Larson, 4 tires, just trying to get more grip. That's what all these drivers want right now. A little air pressure adjustment for Denny Hamlin.
So I guess, Larry, this 3-stop strategy, it'll still leave you a set of stickers if we get a late caution.
And that's all the crew chiefs I spoke with yesterday and last night. Yeah, they really were thinking about 4 stops, but it saves you no set of stickers because we get a caution there with about 10 or 15 laps to go. You want a set of sticker tires laying there to be able to utilize.
Do you see that becoming a play, though, Larry? I heard you say that right there. I just don't know. Let's go to Regan here.
Well, Clint, the 22 of Joey Logano has been battling loose all day long. Better this run. They're making good adjustments on it, but he still needs more with that car. Jamie?
Ross Chastain in the 1 car making his way down pit road to his pit crew. Remember that caution came out before when he was on pit road. They had already pitted, got all that track position. Car's pretty good, just getting a little bit loose, but pretty much happy with it. Didn't have the best qualifying effort, but see if they can stay up front and utilize this track position.
There's your Xfinity winner yesterday, Eric Almirola. Getting his service. He's been hugging right around the top 20 today. Martin Truex 3 seconds up on Kyle Busch now.
Yeah, and Mike, looking at the lap times, those guys, Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, they're going to have to get on a little bit of a different strategy than Martin Truex Jr. because based on pace, they will not outrun him today.
I was surprised Buescher didn't come in with Logano. They were racing almost side by side together for third. Logano pitted. Buescher stayed out. So here's Truex, the leader pit.
Oh, it's the worst case scenario for the 8 or the 34 because he got on pit road before them.
Regan?
Well, the 8 car, Kyle Busch pitting also this time right now. The 8 car comes in good for 3 laps, and then it starts to lose grip as he runs. And the 19 of your leader, Martin Truex, he has been very pleased on the radio the whole time, has not said a word about his car.
He didn't necessarily. He came with him. You're talking about Kyle Busch there, the 8 car came with Truex. What a huge advantage that caution was for guys like Kyle Busch.
Put him right into the game. That puts the Fords out front. McDowell and Buescher trying to stretch out this run on this set of tires. Jamie.
A.J. Allmendinger, the 2 wins he has in Cup, both came on road courses. Car's been pretty good. Of course, another one of those drivers calling for rear grip. Just do whatever you can to help me out. He was also frustrated on the radio there, gave up some position before he was called into pit road.
Larry, what do you think the game plan is here for McDowell?
Well, they've got to, the 2 things can happen here, Mike. You've got to get on pit road now, or they may be thinking about trying to run it long and hopefully catch a caution. And if we go a whole lot of laps, catch a caution, not only are they going to pit, probably everybody that's made these green flag pit stops are going to pit because they'll have a number of laps on their tires. That's the only way this would work out for them if they don't get the pit road. There they are. They had to.
Yeah, to give Luck a chance to operate, they were going to have to stretch it way too far. I thought that was in the danger zone.
All right, let's start with Regan.
The 17 of Chris Buescher right now. He's got good lateral, or excuse me, he needs some more lateral grip with that car, especially on the left sides of the car. And the 34 of Michael McDowell, this was inaudible. They were not going to pit initially this soon, but when everybody else did, they got on the radio about 3 quarters ago, said we have to right now, just a little bit loose to the right-handers.
So Chase Elliott cycles to the lead. Remember, this is the first road course that Chase has raced this year.
Yeah, and Mike, listening to Michael McDowell's strategy there, making that audible, he'll lose 2 to 3 seconds to those guys, Truex and Kyle Busch, that pitted that lap before. That's going to put them, and now look, he's going to be in this group of cars, which is going to hurt his lap times even more. He's going to have to fight to get in front of Chastain and Eric Jones right here. Let's say he's got a great run on the exit there.
Look out.
Traffic jam.
Well, that worked out well for McDowell, though, because 1 second later, and he's behind all 5 of those cars, he might spend the next 6 laps trying to get by them.
3 wide into turn 4, and they come out. 34 laps to go in Sonoma. Chase Elliott in the lead from Kevin Harvick, Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, and Daniel Suarez. Welcome back to the Toyota St. Mart 350 on Fox. 32 laps to go on this twisting 12-turn road course in Northern California. Here's your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every mile and every moment on NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear, more driven. So at the front of the field, Chase Elliott in his first road course appearance of the season. He was recovering from a snowboarding accident when we ran at Circuit of the Americas in Texas, and was unable to compete there. So first road race for a fellow who's had so much success on these road courses.
Yeah, and Mike, we talked about it. The 19 car is the fastest car. They'll have to do something different in order to outrun him, and Alan Gustafson's doing that right now.
Riding along with Kevin Harvick in second place. Same conversation as Chase Elliott. Trying to give luck a chance to operate. Let's gamble. Cards are on the table.
Tyler Reddick in third.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick, I mean, one of the best road racers in the series. This has been a struggle for him, though. But like Clint said, they're going to try to get themselves a little bit lucky and get a position to go in this race.
Martin Truex in fourth, first car on fresh tires.
And this is the guy they're all trying to jockey around for position, trying to do something to offset them on strategy. Martin Truex, fastest car here today.
And action on pit road. Here comes Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick. Regan, excuse me.
Kevin Harvick in the 4-car struggled with drive early on in the race. This particular run, though, just losing the rear tires too much, too loose with the back of the car sliding around everywhere. Jamie?
Chase Elliott led 4 laps there, but had to bring it down. Said he's tighter now, but he thinks it's a good thing as he pulls it into the pit box for 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment. Been pretty happy with this car today.
You know, Mike, he said his car's tighter now, and he likes that better. The one thing about being a little bit tight at this track, and Kevin Harvick said it in our pre-race show, it's a little bit more forgiving. If you're loose, it's hard to control what you have. You typically have a little bit of better drive off. We've really focused on that the whole race long. So being just a skosh on the tight side is not a bad thing.
So the lead cycles back to Martin Truex, who pitted at lap 75, 5 laps ago. The 2 cars that are out there on worn tires in the top 10 are Tyler Reddick in second and Bubba Wallace in 8th. The teammates at Team 2311 have not been to pit road since lap 51.
And Mike, they're running 3 seconds a lap slower than Martin Truex Jr. is right now. So not only does he have the track position and the tires, I mean, the lap time's just not even close right now between those guys.
And also Daniel Suarez, who we're showing last stopped at lap 43. There is the 4th place battle led by Joey Logano. And Suarez finally makes his appearance on pit road. Larry Mack?
Yeah, what I was going to say about Tyler Reddick, the only way this would work is if we go another 5 or 6 laps, but I think they decided, you know what, this is not working, so they did hit pit road, as Daniel Suarez and Bubba Wallace did too.
So, but for Ryan Blaney, who had a penalty earlier and got a lap down early, everybody has made this pit stop.
That's 17 to Chris Buescher. It just seems like every road race we go to, not flashy, right? Really quiet, but just top 10 you to death. There at the end, puts himself in a good position. You see getting to the inside of Ross Chastain right there, moves up to the top 6.
In particular, this one, he's really good at Sonoma. You know, you talk about the experience, taking care of the tires, managing these tires, not abusing them, forward drive up through the S's like this. It's really good here at Sonoma.
29 to go. Martin Truex, 3.8 seconds up on Kyle Busch. Now we're going to take you Fox side by side once more. 27 laps to go. Martin Truex looking for his 4th Sonoma win. Trying to drive away from Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, Joey Logano, the rest of this field. Here's your Progressive race summary. Truex been out front for 29 laps. Denny Hamlin's led 33, 5 different leaders, 7 lead changes, and still 34 of the 36 cars are on the lead lap. Hamlin and Kyle Busch won the stages today. No stage breaks in road racing anymore. And we've had some interesting difference of strategies among the top drivers.
You really, all right, let's talk about it. What shook it up? It was that caution. I mean, who was the big winners? It was the 8, Kyle Busch. It was the 22, Logano, 1 of Chastain, 24, Byron. Big winners from that caution. All right, where did that come from? It was at the expense of Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Chase Elliott. They were the big losers of that. Hey, think about this. Kyle Busch was running 15th, took him right to the lead. Chastain 12th. He went right back in there, capitalized on it. 17th for Logano and 19th for Byron. That was a big change of events for those cars.
Yep, a huge swing. And here's a look at some of the contenders and how things have moved up and down. Note Christopher Bell +3 after his pit stop. Note Denny Hamlin -3. As Clint pointed out. Kyle Larson -4.
Yeah, I mean, Denny Hamlin, you know, I mean, he was running right there, led a lot early, was running second, had a bad pit stop, and then a double whammy came with the pit stop, or excuse me, the caution that bit him.
Yeah, when he had the bad pit stop, the next 10 laps of his race just kind of crumbled. He lost a lot of positions when he got back in traffic, and we talk about it all the time. Some guys, Truex was fine in traffic. I mean, when he was able to maneuver his way through, Hamlin did not have a good restart and then lost a few spots.
When it rains, it pours.
Well, it's been a different race, and the main reason, as you look at our Fox race tracker in the upper left of your screen, is just that. One caution flag all day. And that is it. That has changed things up. So, Larry Mack, let's say we get a caution with 20 laps or 15 laps to go. You got 34 cars on the lead lap. Do you want track position, or do you want that set of tires that's sitting in the box?
Yes. I want both.
Depends on where you're at.
But I'm going to tell you, if we get a caution, who really could be in the catbird seat could be someone like Chase Elliott or Kevin Harvick that waited and made that pit stop. They'll have less laps on their tires. But I do think the caveat, Mike, is exactly what you said. 34 drivers on the lead lap. You know, no matter what, there's going to be some guys in the middle of this pack that's going to swing for the fence and stay out should we get that late caution.
There's no question. You cannot make them passes very easily on that racetrack. It's going to have to come at the expense of some sort of strategy on pit road, if in fact that ever even happens.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all right now, the caution comes out, I am going to pit. And I'm going to sit in my pit box until Larry puts 4 tires on my car. Because I just think it's so much easier to be on the offensive here than be defensive.
And you're going to hope you drag 25 guys into pit road with you.
Absolutely. And you got to get a little bit lucky. But Chase Elliott being in the position he's in, if the caution doesn't fall in the next 4 or 5 laps, I don't think he's able to stay out. I think you can have max 8 to 10 laps on your tires to be able to maintain that position.
June 24th, the CONCACAF Gold Cup kicks off on FS1. Check out the U.S. men's national team as they look to defend their crown in an opening match against Jamaica. It all starts June 24th on FS1.
You see, you guys keep talking about this caution. I mean, you pointed it out. There's been one caution. It wasn't on the racetrack. It was a tire getting loose. That's why I go back to my credit ones to watch, Martin Truex. I'm on board with that 19 all day long. We're going to win this race.
I think I picked him.
Oh, I don't think so.
I point out the obvious there. I think that was my guy.
Well, Martin Truex broke a 54-race winless streak at Dover this year in May on Fox. He's been just a little indeterminate about his future. Does he want to keep racing beyond this year? If he's having a good time and winning races, he says, yeah.
Oh, he seems way happier this year, Mike.
Yes.
And I mean, even before he got that win, it seems like he's enjoying life a little bit more. And those wins, that's just a bonus.
Oh, this right here, this is the carrot dangler that Joe Gibbs and company, everybody involved wants to see. You put that cat out front, let him go win. He ain't getting out of that seat. No way. Why would you?
Dover ended that long drought. 54 races. And he pretty well dominated there. You know, but that's been Martin Truex's MO. If 100%. He wins, he wins when he's been strong all day. He doesn't sneak up and surprise you.
Love him. He's the most boring winner I've ever watched in my life. He just goes out and stays about a half a track ahead of everybody and goes ahead and wins the race.
His younger brother Ryan won.
That's a big weekend for
the
Truex family in Dover.
Dominant.
So Chris Buescher moves up a spot on Joey Logano. Up behind Michael McDowell, who's running third, right where he finished here last year.
It's so funny going back to Dover when both of those boys win, and Martin, the dad, he was there. Buddy, when I saw him after Sunday.
I bet he was in good shape, right?
He looked like he'd been celebrating a little bit. I don't blame him a bit. That's a big, proud Papa day.
Think about that, though. You're a dad now.
Oh.
There's no better moment than to be proud of your kid playing sports. My kid races karts.
Just one of them.
I know. I mean, think about that. Both of your kids winning at the top level in the same weekend at what you call your home racetrack. That's a special weekend.
It's called taking all their money.
Looks like Chris Buescher is closing on Michael McDowell, who is 6.9 off the lead. Martin Truex, your leader, with 22 to go. We'll go side by side. In the NASCAR on Fox season. 16 races complete. The next 20 will be on NBC and their family of networks. 2 weeks from today, June 25th at Nashville. Want to wish them a lot of luck with a lot of great storylines we can hand over to carry through the rest of the season.
Whoa, a storyline. I can't say it. Denny Hamlin spun out on front on the front stretch.
Bad, Gabehart.
Yes, it is. Unbelievable. I didn't see what happened. I looked up. I was talking to you, Mike, over your shoulder. Denny Hamlin's backwards.
Just spun right at start finish.
Yeah, but that, you see the toe links broke on the back of that car.
I don't know about everybody at home, Clint, but you just gave me a heart attack.
Man, I'll tell you what, I couldn't believe it.
Definitely bent the right rear, right front.
I had Mike crying up here about going off the air, and I see
was 10.
Hamlin crying on the front stretch. Let's see what happens. See, he's already up against it. That kind of takes me back to turn 11. See the skin on the tires? I think he may hit those tires off of 11 maybe.
Or he could have had contact maybe on the exit of 4.
We're going to see. Yeah. There's going to be more to this story.
Coming off turn 12, he got up into the wall. A lot of damage to that right rear quarter panel. And then he spins into the inside barrier.
The way that car, and it was bent on that right rear, it takes me back to those tires in turn 11. Did he get into the tires and bend that toe link?
Yeah, he's definitely had contact with something, and when it breaks that toe link, it actually, the rear of the car, you see, it starts steering the front of the car, and you're just along for the ride.
Well, he'll try to wheel it around under caution.
Well, there's one thing I can guarantee. This changes the game for this race. What we do here, Larry?
Well, I think there's no question. We're going to go back racing probably with about 15 or 16 laps to go. You look at Martin Truex Jr., 16 laps on his tires. Even Chase Elliott, 10 to 11 laps. I think you're right. They're all going to be coming here because we've got too far to go to the checkered flag. Everybody's got a set of sticker tires.
I'll tell you who's not coming. Michael McDowell. They have played contrary strategy all year long trying to get a win. Do they dare risk it?
No, I think you have to pit if you want to win the race. You can't hang on with that. Truex has been the best car. You got to pit. He's got to hope Truex has an issue on pit road. Maybe shuffles him to the back, and then he can race Kyle Busch for the win. But I think you got to come to pit road.
I agree, but I think this is giving Luck a chance to operate. If you're, all right, let's think about it. Chase Elliott. There's no way they think they have to win. What do you have to do? You need, if you're going to stay out, you got to have enough the cars behind you, a buffer, if you will, between the guys that don't. But
yeah, but unfortunately for Chase Elliott, I think the caution came 3 or 4 laps too late. We talked about he needed that caution to fall between 5 and 8 laps in order to stay out. I think that's going to be a struggle, guys.
If you do stay out, the only thing that can help you is cautions.
So Hamlin makes his way to pit road, where hopefully they can replace that toe link and fix any other damage. Everybody's coming around up at turn number 7 and headed for pit road. Before they get there, we'll remind you that coming up next on Fox is week 9 of the USFL. Now in the North Division, if the Philadelphia Stars beat the New Jersey Generals today, they clinch a spot in the playoffs. But if New Jersey wins, then all 3 other teams will still have a path to clinch next week. So a lot at stake here. Tune in next on Fox. Here's some Martin Truex radio.
The guys that might stay out, we're on a 5-lap tire differential.
Yeah, 4.
Just think there's too long to go, given we have 16 on tires, especially if we get more cautions.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's the leader.
I'll be the first to tell you, when you got 33 drivers on the lead lap, there's going to be a handful that's going to stay out.
Absolutely.
If you follow the leader, that's all you'll do is follow the leader.
I think you look for the opportunities. You look for people. I like what your head was at, and Mike Joy, when you said McDowell, I look at a Chase Elliott that's in a must-win situation. There's other guys out there. You need 10, you need 12 cars to be a buffer. Look at Truex thinking about it. What's he going to do? Still time, still time. We're pitting.
All the top 10 and more.
There's Chase Elliott staying out.
Regan.
Kyle Busch continues to lose grip as he runs with that car. Same problem that he has been fighting all day long in that 8 car. The 19 of Martin Truex, they said that they felt like those 6 or 7 cars would stay out. Made the decision a little bit tougher, but it was easy when they got to the top of the S's. They said pit, no complaints on the car. And the 34 of Michael McDowell just too loose to the S's, going left and right now. Jamie?
Ross Chastain pits from the 6th spot, says he just doesn't fire off as well as the cars around him, and he's still on the loose side, but certainly not terrible for the one. He's still got a shot.
Well, here's who did not pit. Well, first, here is your race off pit road, sponsored by Ram. Truex and Busch. The first one's off. Chris Buescher gets 1. So does Logano, Chastain, Larson, and Allmendinger. Chase Elliott stays out. So does Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney. Things are heating up in Sonoma.
McDowell got crushed in that.
I have made it to downtown Winchester.
What makes this connection between the track and the town so special?
Oh boy, let me tell you about Winchester.
It combines everything that makes our sport so good.
It attracted all these major names.
My favorite racetrack. This place has been around over 100 years.
It's brought a lot of notoriety to Winchester.
I know there's a lot of opportunities for the community to connect with the Speedway.
I want to go to work. You got something for me?
I do.
That's what makes this place so special, right, is the history. And when they are renovating it right now, they haven't forgot about the history.
Just because we're in a small town doesn't mean we can't have a big impact.
Rust to Revival. Winchester Speedway airs Thursday, June 15th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. Joey Logano there, hosting that one. Well, we found out what happened to Denny Hamlin. It was the inside wall at turn number 12. Watch the third car in line here.
Yeah, he's following along right behind William Byron. Just turned it in too sharp. Nails the inside wall, shoots him right out into the outside. And when he hits this outside wall, that's what broke the toe link with the right rear. I've seen that happen before. Man, it really unraveled out from underneath them. Starts with a pit stop, then an untimely caution. Caught him off guard. Now we're pretty much on the truck headed to the house.
And the damaged vehicle policy clock's going to expire on him. Here is the choose cone just after turn 9. And then they'll head for the Geico restart zone and get this race restarted. Now, Michael McDowell was up among those front runners, but they lost the right front lug nut, came off, rolled away. They had to go for a spare on McDowell. Here's his radio.
Well, that sucks. And I'm so sorry. You've got to be kidding me. I guess I should have stayed out there. Sorry.
Lottery. Let's hear, boys and girls. Stay calm.
Now it's the driver being
I like it.
cheerleader.
I like the driver being optimistic.
Well, you know, he knows.
Nothing you can do about it. That's right.
Those guys.
Really has 7 great laps on his tires. He's in the best position of the guys that did stay out. Chase Elliott has 12 laps on his. Tyler Reddick has 11. All right, let's talk about Elliott. I mean, this is going to be slow. They're sitting up, I'm afraid. He needed to caution quick. Through the gun forward start zone, and we're back to green. 15 to go. Like the call, you have to win. Let's go for it. Put the cards on the table.
Well, the one thing we've seen of the drivers that had tires on, Clint, those first couple of laps is where it's really magnified, where you see that is the most of an advantage.
What I want to see, don't let Truex get to that inside. He's already the inside of Reddick. Try to hold them up. Going to try to run and hide. Truex the inside of Reddick.
Truex in gotta-go mode, and so is Kyle Busch on those tires. Trying to hold pace with the 19.
Yeah,
you did a good job.
Oh, look at the 8 going to the inside.
Gotta go, can't wait.
Yeah, you can't let Truex get away. If the 8's going to have any chance of being able to race him,
Truex did a great job of making quick time.
Yeah,
that spot of Reddick.
What Kyle Busch wants to see here is Chase Elliott be able to hold up Martin Truex Jr. for a couple of laps to let him close that gap back down. He was able to get by Tyler Reddick, but it took him a little bit longer than he wanted.
Well, Truex won't quite catch him here at turn 11. He might have to wait for turn 7, or will he wait?
Oh, he's definitely going to have to wait.
The thing is, on those new tires, there's just such an advantage on the acceleration off the corner. You can see him roll in on him. Right now, if I'm Truex, I'm going to patiently wait until I get off the exit of turn 4, do that pass into turn 7, and Chase Elliott knows it's coming. And there's nothing he can do to. This isn't a track that you can block on. He just has to try to run the best corners he can and hope that he gets a good exit off.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, he knows, and what he can do is try to be good where you know Truex going to try to set you up. Unfortunately, it's right here.
Hold your left.
You're just not going to. You're not going to hold that guy off.
Truex back to the lead. Kyle Busch closes up on the lead duo, but won't get a chance here.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is going to have to capitalize when they get to turn 11 this lap if he's going to have any chance of catching Truex. We know that the 19's had the best car, and right here, he's going to try to stay as tight as he can to Chase Elliott as they enter the turn 9 right here. Now they make this turn right for turn 10, and he'll probably try to get to the inside of Chase into 11.
I'm telling you, though, this is a great call. Alan Gustafson, that's a great call. You might lose one more spot here, but there's still a big gap right here. This is a game changer. Somebody just shot way out of the screen. Logano. Reddick's got a flat tire. Flat left front tire.
Yep.
There's a good chance that could bring out another caution because he's going to have to go all the way around the racetrack. There's nowhere else to get off.
Long ways around from there. Missed pit road entry. Oh, he's going to go around.
Wow.
That's a pretty heads-up move. I don't know. Can you do that, Larry?
I mean,
I
don't know if you can do it or not.
But he did.
You can do anything you want. That's right.
I think that was smart on his part.
Extremely smart.
Honestly, I believe NASCAR is okay with what he just did there.
I don't think I've ever can remember back somebody doing that, but that's a heads-up play.
Well, saved a caution flag, and it got him off track out of the way.
Yeah, it's saved. I bet he gets penalized for what he did right there. I mean, you've cut 90% of the racetrack off.
Well, there's the help.
Yeah, but he already had the flat tire getting down into that.
Oh, Almirola.
Top of the hill in 7.
Gets going again. And Kyle Busch is within a car length of Martin Truex at turn 11.
Now, this is getting interesting. We haven't seen anybody. Truex has been great on the short run, but we haven't seen these two cars together on equal tires. That's pretty impressive to see Kyle close that in.
That's a good point right there. Eyes forward. Do not get in that mirror. Get to looking in that mirror, trying to wonder what he's doing. How is he catching me? That's when you start making mistakes. One slip up, Kyle Busch is around you.
Well, and if I'm Kyle, I'm pushing as hard as I can, trying to get in front of Martin. And if I use up too much tire, who cares? We'll move on.
You're trying to force force him into
Absolutely.
a mistake.
Force the 19 into a mistake. If I'm Truex, the opposite of that. I'm trying to be as smooth as I can and just save as much as I can for later in the race here.
He's trying to force Martin Truex to make a mistake. You've raced against this guy.
He's pretty solid, Mike.
He's pretty solid, yes. Kyle Busch's crew chief, Randall Burnett, leads all crew chiefs with 6 wins over the last 34 races. Won twice on road courses last year with Tyler Reddick.
Well, and when we talked to Kyle Busch, you see,
Josh Bilicki.
When we talked to Kyle Busch, Mike, in the pre-race show, he said the weakness of this A-car team was the short tracks, and it's the same rules package that we have here. This has got to make you feel really good. They already have the 3 wins this year, and to be able to close it out today with another solid run, got to be a good feeling for all those 18 guys.
Kyle Busch was almost a half a second faster than him that last lap. Truex matched his speed there. Truex back to the fastest car, got away from him a little bit.
Elliott and Logano passed Blaney, who's back to 5th here.
Yeah, but Blaney has been in the back all day. He had that speeding penalty early in the race. This guy, he's hit a home run in the last 15 minutes.
So 11 laps to go. Sonoma.
Martin Truex, Kyle Busch. Who will see Sonoma take one final time side by side? Well, it's not. Joe Jones around top of the hill, 3-8 fires it up.
And that's a blind corner for all of those cars behind him.
Very dangerous corner. Look at the see. That was lucky, unscathed.
And he may coast off the track here. We'll see.
He's just trying to get a restart right here. He spun out the engine side. He's trying to get fired back up. I can say that 19 does not want to see a caution because he doesn't want to have to race Kyle Busch on a restart. We saw Kyle Busch last week just do an amazing job regardless of all those restarts that gave way. He was able to nail all of those. And I'm going to say, he's hanging with the 19 much better than we've seen anybody do all day long. Sure, it's a couple of tenths quicker, but one slip up, Kyle Busch will be there again. Truex and Busch have 10 1-2 finishes, including Martin's last win here in 2019. Now, that sucks so quick. We'll take one more to do a 10.
Martin Truex has pulled out a bit of a lead on Congress now, 1.2 seconds. Joey Logano 4.7 back. And Chase Elliott about to have some company in the 21st position. Larry, how about a final look at it? What's left of the season here? Yeah, Mike, since we're doing something different here, what I mean by that, we're not throwing the caution stage with. I just decided to look at the first 15 races of 2023. In those 15 races, the final caution came with 10 or fewer laps to go. We've had 7 overtime finishes this year, and the final lead change in these 15 races came with 10 or fewer laps to go. We basically had 7 races. Well, Larry, Kyle Busch is cheering for you. I can tell you that right now. Because I'm all reading the newspaper. Well, I'm saying there's about 35 trucks. 36. Not my name is. All right, Christopher Bell just made the move on Ryan Blaney down in turn 11. And that is for the 6th spot. We're sure ahead of them. Blaney will only be. Now, Tyler Reddick and the strange path of Tyler Reddick. On further review, he is going to a pass-through lane down the road for short-term gains. Doesn't feel as even though they went backwards in which direction they still go faster. You know when you stop all like that, that was something out there. Well, I mean, all right, let's think about this. He says there's a long way around there. I'm going to tell you he made the right decision. If he would have kept going around there, he would probably been in the caution, and who knows what's going to happen.
Up to 12, Ryan Blaney.
And that's one of those situations, guys, where you stay out, right? You're not always good at tires. You're doing everything you can to hold those guys up. They get tired of it. They get down in the race. There's no give. It's all takes. Through the front of 6, Blaney. Almost for a slide in there. I thought Digger was going to wreck if he didn't get out of there right there. You see a little before he backed over behind all of them here in the guy back up there. Here it is from Kevin Rogers here on the third on way to. Yeah, that all started from here. You know, just have to set down and get the line truck back over and get line. McDowell was there and got to do it. That's unfortunate. That's a big knock for everybody. Had everything going. Things were finally treated his way after a tough day. Unfortunately, just turned it on. Denny Hamlin checking the least. The injured show center. He's the only car out of the race. 35-1 with 6 laps to go. And only one car on the lead lap. And one is left there to take the air. From 6 to 27, now we're even worse than that. Well, when you spin out like that, the tires get hot. Then you have the less grip. You see right there. Yeah, Chase Briscoe turns him around right here in turn 2. I'm on fire right now. This I have a little bit of a slow. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's flames coming behind me inside of this one. That is the ultimate rock that the Uno is. Finally got yourself battled back, got your life in the tunnel. Well, at least one of them is trying to win this spot. That could throw us at something. Like Chase Elliott and others trying to fight to get their one integrated McLaren second. Yeah, that's a great point. They had an incredible run a few weeks ago. Locked in there. I wouldn't stand in front of Ryan Blaney on his watch back to the truck and try to tell him that little silver lining to no. Absolutely not. Mart Truex picked up a win here 10 years ago. I'll tell you what, anybody can win one of those WR classes back in the day. It was incredible how fast they were.
Yeah, when you talk about Moyer, I know you're talking directly to Clint. Apparently nobody could win it. No, that was a good time. It really was. We got on the second line, and myself, we went to the we did a test there, and then we went to that race. And these guys were in trouble. We went on in that race, and the three of us took the exact same setup in 2013.
It's been your whole career. You talk about Truex being good at the same tires. That was your thing. He was so good at a place like Richmond, these tracks that you had the same tire and really disciplined yourself. This place kind of played in your wheelhouse where it's something you had to manage the car
final 6 seconds behind this pusher, 9 seconds back. Is in the front of this next package. He's pulling away from him. Here comes Busher having a great bend. 9 seconds back. He gives about a 1 second cushion on Chase Elliott, who has no cushion at all.
Well, Chase Elliott's in the same position that Blaney was in Mississippi ago. He's on the older tires. He's done a little better job hanging on. He's got a little better car than Blaney did. But with this last laps going to be tough for him to hang on. Both these guys have better tires.
Like here's Christopher Bell. And then you got Allmendinger bouncing back again. He's been down and out, up and down, all around. Allmendinger in 7th. Michael McDowell after that pit stop miscue, losing the right front bumper. He's in 7th place, or 8th place.
Well, he's done a great job of hanging on and not coping with that bad start. Kyle Larson was someone we thought yesterday, back with us 5 lap, 10 lap average, looked like he drove to the front early on, but hasn't been the day we expected him to.
Ross Chastain's on right there, the top 10 spot here. And the number 1, Kevin Harvick, who's final silver appearance in the month. Yeah, I struggled just a little bit with the Ford car. It hasn't been the day that he hoped for, but he likes this place. We all he's cherishing his last lap finish and stuff. Yeah, and Mark, you still
Have a career. You're one of the Daytona 500s. You're in the top 10 this year. He's not a road racer. Has not been a road racer. The top 10 at Dakota earlier this year, and you see right now 12th.
For me, it was Harley Breeze when he first came out here. The latest remarkable race on Friday. Started on pole and won it, and that has paid off. He's having a solid day. After Dakota, this next was the one that surprises me the most. I thought he was going to be the one. If anybody can challenge for a win, and really when you can challenge credit for that win, it would be William Byron. Didn't have the best
10th place and 22nd.
Yeah, Alex Bowman, see right here, they've been really quiet all day long, but they started off the year. He doesn't they started off the year. They're having a decent run.
Keselowski had a very early pit stop. They had the whole sequence in put together for a while. They was supposed to stop at lap 16. That's it. 16th place. Bubba Wallace starting out right on as soon as he got on the racetrack. People off of it. He's been slipping aside around, struggling this weekend. Bubba's been solid here today. Here's his lowest tables and we're all 5 in the top 5. Early in the race. Spent the middle part of the race now in 10th place. It was 18th.
Yeah, it looks like you see him fade like he has in this race. He has been at the beginning of it. It looked like he had a car that could contend to win as the race goes on. There's also track position and he's fading back to see it.
Matthews and Ralston Bennett. Kind of a little dust up down there in turn 11 there in the day. Snacking a little on that cars. And then Corey LaJoie, who for a while had the race's fastest lap trips in the quick spot. Haley. LaJoie back in the top 20.
See what they tape with that right foot fender. He had that massive contact with his tires in turn 11.
There's Justin Haley, who does have the fastest lap of the race. And then 18.91. 2 to go for Truex. The gap for the constable crowd is now 1.9 seconds.
You see Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch runs a little wide on that turn 10. He's doing all he can to not only try to catch Truex, but you see right there behind the nose just get that spin early.
White flag, Williams, one lap to go, sponsored by Red Bull Brand.
There's no better feeling than when you have a car like Truex does. You have a second lead, you get to take the right flat lap clip, and just sit there and kind of enjoy all of it. Don't have to run 100%.
Hear these words, spring is home. That's what I hear the phrase. And nobody's done it better than him. Man, I'm telling you, again, I joke, but it's honest. Like, he's a boring winner, and he dominates when he decides.
Yeah, the Trackhouse guy's not running so well.
He takes care of business. There's a few more corners. Down through the S's. Take your time. Huge lead. No mistakes. Not put clean sailing in front of you. Nobody's going on the racetrack. Track is clean. So our top 10's going to have Chevrolets, 3 Fords, and 2 Toyotas. But the one at the front is Martin Truex, who is 33rd career victory. Through turn 12, Martin Masters Silver, Martin Truex. Jeffers Racing in Toyota gets his second win of the season. No, he didn't. Truex gets his fourth win in Sonoma and his 17th start here. Second only to Jeff Gordon on the all-time win list at this track. Man, what a turnaround for Kyle Busch, Joey Logano. Busch is solid, another solid day. Big turnaround for Chase Elliott, capitalizing on that moment down behind the back pit stop with these guys. Unbelievable. You called it. You called it, buddy. Well, we called it. You took my credit later on. That's good. That's good. It did much cooler. What about the process that did struggle the last couple weeks, man? Nice way to turn out in the top 10 today. Now, the one that you look at is DB. That's the one that today really got it out of the big break. Bullshit about it. Maybe smoke inside of it. That's so awesome. He's lined it up for his fans in turn 7 in Australia. Truex, who is 42, just became the oldest NASCAR Cup driver to win on the road course since 45-year-old Tom Stewart beat Truex here on the last lap of 2016. Stewart fourth career win for Jeffers Racing. 11 drivers. Stewart's fourth of the year for them. Joe still gives that big smile on his face. These Toyotas, they keep getting strong. You start thinking about us going up the area, right? Handing it over to our buddies over at NBC. Keep an eye on these Toyotas. They're catching a Chevrolet, catching a Kia. Okay, good. Tell you what, great shots today. Great crew. Had so much fun with you, Mike. Had a lot of guests. Jamie, all of them. Looking forward to next year, bring barbecue. But it has been fun. Challenging sometimes, bringing the guests in, but just hats off to everybody. This is so much fun to do this week in and week out with this crew. We truly have a great family of people behind us. Most importantly, it's the most dedicated crew in sports television. What they've done through the rain delays and rain outs, and then get it all together and get it to those close to 2 days. And then get these pictures on the early morning in Los Angeles. Send out about you win one of these races. It's such a long black great snow that you want to do all the burnout, which is really fun is that moment with the team. You know, like say, if I was going to day out, I mean, I would have kept celebrating. I don't want to do the whole thing. Yeah, for sure. He's going to burn it down right to them, stop in front of them. No, we're back on it, man. I'm coming back. We're making a drive-through for excessive burning. You know, the only thing I didn't get to do this year is drive that one. I did get to drive it in there. But I think it's because flying the drone is about the landing the drone. Really close. Not sure if you're saying anything about landing the drone. Taking care of business. Boss man Johnny Morris is going to be happy. Fourth winter. Unbelievable, that guy at this track. When you're hot, you're hot. Martin Truex. Oh, you mastered Sonoma today. It's one of those old guys. So what Marcy said the other day, that's an old-fashioned butler from right there. No mistakes. Did a great job. Lost some track position. Got right back up through them. Checked all the boxes today. Jamie Little.
Martin Truex Sr. climbs from his race car. They're waiting. They're holding the checkered flag over here. Martin, can you grab that first? It was no secret last year. Joe Gibbs Racing was awful in your workforce racing. But you guys didn't give up and you came back to Stockholm today. A dominant performance. What did it take to get you back here, this team back here to victory lane?
You know, Jamie, just a lot of hard work by everybody at Toyota, TRD, everybody at JGR all season to kind of redesign. We got to do some work with NASCAR with designs and stuff. Everybody did. They did a good job there. But just hats off to my team. You know, James, Jazzy, all the guys. You know, to be so good in the last year and come back and do the same car basically is really unbelievable. So just proud of them. You know, we're having a great year. I feel really good about the team. Best push outs. Toyota TRD, Reacher's Flying Foods, all the owners, Toyota. Little Aerospace, Brown, Flight Safety, Sherwin Williams, Oakley. Got them all in this time. Last time I screwed up. But we couldn't do without all our partners, all of our fans. And, man, just feels incredible to have a day like that, a little like that, and a team like that. They're doing everything right now. So I'm trying to drive this car. So thanks to them. Also, guys, give a shout out to my cousin Jeremy. He's in hospital, a little banged up. Hopefully, he's feeling better in a few days.
Martin, yesterday in qualifying, you said, I'm having fun. You had that big smile on your face. Second win this year. What's it like to have a car this good with a team that's just connecting the way it is?
That's why we do it, Jamie. This is, you know, this is why you go through years like we had last year. You just keep fighting. You never give up on it. You always believe in each other. You know, we haven't changed anything on our team other than, you know, parts and pieces. And it's just like through a lot of hard work with a lot of people. So thanks to coach and everybody. And our pit crew's been really working hard. They did a great job today. So it takes a total team effort these days, especially with these cars, and we execute. We were able to do that today.
Martin Truex Jr. wins. That's an up for the fourth time.
Starts 12th today, finishes second, but there was a lot of work that had to happen.